Today we're going to take a really quick look at a short setup you could have found on Facebook, and I will explain exactly how it goes. So on Friday we can see we made 100%, very nearly just about, of our previous upward move. And then we come back down to break below that zero band and make a new low. So off of that low we would just activate this Fibonacci extension and move it to there. And there you go. When we move it off of this low, you can see you make the 1618 extension and you kind of top out there for a bit. Then you dip back down to touch the 8-day moving average and spike up again. So here's where things get interesting. When we're talking about shorting, usually we want to talk about failed strength. And what failed strength means to me is upward swings getting smaller. So our buying pressure is losing momentum. So after we've made a high point in an extension and then we come back down, whatever that lowest low is, we just activate our Fibonacci extension and move it off that low. So in this case that would be where it tags the upward trending 8-day moving average. Now we can see we push up and we tag the 47.5 band and start to sell off. So now our upward swings have gotten smaller, hit a big one, and then a really small one, okay? That in and of itself is not a good enough reason to short. We also have here the 282 extension of a large previous upward swing. So now we're selling off below that. We're getting rejected by the 8-day moving average. We're getting rejected by the 28.2 extension. So now this is starting to get interesting for me. So when we come down and make a new low, if we activate this drawing and project it off this low, now here's where I would think about shorting. Now we're only making the 28.2 extension and getting rejected by that. Plus, we're underneath the 28.2 extension of our large previous upward swing. Plus, we just had a good run up. This is the third upward swing that's gotten smaller. And we're starting to go down on the VWAP. So all these things coupled together might tell you that this is a good short. Because you have 8-day moving average rejecting price, 28.2 failed extension, longer term 28.2 failed extension, VWAP pointing down, and your upward swings have gotten smaller 3 times. So if you took a short position here, there's 2 ways we can determine profit targets for a short. You can either A, run a simple retracement from our high to low and look for any sign of strength on the way up. You see this upward swing is very small, smaller than this one, and so is this upward swing. We're also getting rejected by the 47.5 retracement level. So that would tell me that my next profit target would be the 28.2 extension, a common place I would cover. But just seeing as this failed strength, and again failed strength, I might even want to wait and see how price reacts here. Another great way to determine profit targets is simply measure your previous or a previous high to low swing. So these are some potential areas for taking profits. Obviously you want to see how price reacts on this. If you closed out your short on this first little pop, even though your 8-day moving average is still rejecting price action and the VWAP is still trending down, that might not have been the best move for you. So Fibonacci retracements is a good way to get a rough idea of where you might want to watch price to see how it reacts. And if that's not giving you any great clues, then you can just measure a previous high to low swing and project it off the high. In this case, the 1618 seems like a pretty good place to be closing things out. So that would all be something you'd have to determine on your own. There's a good way to find shorts using previous low to high swings and projecting them off of the new lows. And a good way to find profit targets measuring previous high to low swings and projecting them off the highs.